County line. Sun not up, dead already waiting. Crossed 3 lines before first light. Paper cup shaking in the dashboard light. Gas needle low, but I pushed on through, 'cause stopping costs more than moving do. Billboard preacher said, bless this land, right beside a pawn shop and a shuttered stand. Funny mix, faith and rust, both collecting on borrowed trust. You can feel it in the roadside dust. Something's cracked in the bones of us. County lines and unpaid dues, same hard road, same bad news. They draw maps from a marble room. We wear our ties in the shadow of doom, but I keep rolling, axe bent, living life on a dollar spent. If the world keeps shifting under me, I keep driving till it lets me breathe. Truck stop grill, eggs too cold and the coffee still. Woman there said her son moved west, chasing work where the wages stretch. Outside rain kissed the old black ground like mercy falling without a sound. Saw a man in a union cap staring holes through a folded map. He said, son, roads don't care who's lost. I said, neither do the ones who count the cost. And maybe that's the trick of it. Keep moving before the weight can settle. There's a place I knew with a willow shade, where rent was low and promises stayed. Now it's fenced with signs and fees, sold off cheap to bigger dreams. What do you call progress when your people disappear? Truth under rusted wheels, they can price the land and flood the town. Still can't buy what holds us down. I've lost sleep, I've lost time, traded youth for nickels and dimes. But as long as these hands still steer, I ain't done disappearing here. Next town, same fight. Keep rolling. Ink on paper, weight on shoulders. Nothing feels lighter. Kitchen table buried gone bad. Numbers climbing like a fever I had. The landlord called while supper burned, said times are tough like I ain't learned. I stared at walls so thin they shook, like even this house was giving up. Funny thing, paper cuts can bleed you dry long before the body does. Paper walls and paper chains, built from dead and working pain. They stack it high and call it law, while we keep patching every flaw. But I still breathe, I still stand, with tired eyes and calloused hands. If this whole place falls apart, I'll carry home inside my heart. My daughter asked if we're moving soon, saw the fear in that little room. I told her no, though I don't know. Truth gets heavy when you're broke. At the courthouse, lines ran long, faces tired, voices gone. A man in front held foreclosure papers, like holding ash from years of labor. He laughed once, the kind that sounds like surrender. I ain't mad at the rain no more. Rain don't choose whose roof to pour. It's men with pens and polished ties who turn survival into sacrifice. Still, a man can bend without giving in. Paper names, everything burns just the same. They can file us down, erase the proof, but sweat leaves marks no lie can move. If tomorrow comes with one more bill, I'll face it bent but standing still. No borrowed crown, no easy grace, just grit and scars I cannot replace. Still holding, still holding, still home. Sun ain't up, but the road already is. My knuckles split on factory steel, oil and sweat, that's all I feel. Lunchbox light and a rusted latch, another shift just to keep the match. Street lamp flickers like it's giving in, same as me, but I won't bend. City sleeps while the grinders wake, making bread that we barely make. Funny how power wears a polished shoe, while mud keeps sticking to the truth. Heavy hands, heavy load, dragging dreams down a broken road. They count profits, we count scars, measure life by empty jars. Still I push when my legs go numb, still hear fire in the beating drum. Ain't no throne in the dirt I stand, just this world and these heavy hands. My son in a second-hand coat, asking why why the heater won't stay on. I bit my tongue, looked at the floor. A father's silence cuts even more. The boss says times are getting tight, then drove off clean and chrome that night. We punch clocks like chained up men, wake up tired and do it again. Tell me this, when did sweat become so cheap and greed get sold as something deep? My old man used to sharpen blades, said life don't care how much you gave. He died broke, but his back stood straight, never begged, never blamed his fate. I carry that like iron weight, a bloodline built to tolerate. Heavy hands, but they still hold. Even when the nights turn cold, they can tax the air and sell the rain. Still can't own a working man's pain. If I fall, let it be known, I stood my ground, I held my own. No silver spoon, no promised land, just hard-earned life in heavy hands. Same road, same fate, still moving. Sunday morning, but peace ain't here. Church doors open, folks walk in, clean white shirts washed off seams. Me, I'm outside with grease-stained hands, watching dust roll across this lane. Truck hood up like a busted prayer, smoke climbing slow through the morning air. Pastor talks about heaven's gate, I'm just trying to outrun late. Funny how faith feels thin some days, like old rope fraying in a hard crosswind. Rust on Sunday, dirt all week. Strong men bend, but they don't speak. They preach hope from polished wood, but hope don't buy what hunger should. Still I carry what I can't fix, a pocket knife and unpaid slips. If grace comes down, it better know I've been fighting where the hard winds blow. Saw my neighbor settle his plow, said the bank owns everything now. His daddy built that patch of ground, now his number's on the clipboard bound. Kids kick rocks by a boarded store, be worked there years before. Town keeps shrinking, roads decay, promises rot like summer hay. Tell me, what's a man supposed to say when tomorrow's digging him a grave? Mama lights candles by the sink, says don't let bitterness make you sink. But bitterness grows where truth gets sold, and justice dies before it gets old. Still I hear her in my head. Stand up straight, don't live half dead. Blood by dawn, life keeps moving through, the light feels gone. They can sell dreams, they can buy time, but they can't own this heart of mine. I've worn this pain like second skin, lost some fights but not within. And if the road stays hard and long, I'll keep walking, carrying on. No rest, no easy road, still breathing. Late night lights, cold pockets, same old math. I stood in line with bread and beans, counting coins like broken dreams. Lady ahead put milk back down, said, can't afford it, eyes to the ground. Fluorescent home and tired faces, life gets thinner in crowded places. Every aisle got a price that stings, even hope got clipped with strings. Funny how numbers climb so fast, but wages stay buried in the past. Hollow receipt in my shaking hand, proof I paid just to barely stand. They keep saying the times are fine, but empty shelves don't read those lines. Still got breath, still got a fight, dragging myself through another night. If survival's all this life can give, then I'll survive and still outlive. Gas pump blinking like a crooked grin, watch my paycheck disappear again. A man beside me cursed the sky, said he worked all week just to get by. Kids back home with patched up shoes, learning early how the poor man loses. Mama keeps stretching every dime, trying to make it buy more time. Tell me, how do you dream with your stomach tight? How do you rest when the rent's in sight? My father kept receipts in a coffee can, said everyone was proof he ran. This race they built for men like us, always uphill, always dust. I used to laugh, now I understand. Hollow receipt paid again. Still broke, still walking. Rolling somewhere, but I'm still here. Long clock died 3 winters back. Now awake by the ache in my back. No sunrise glory, no preacher's bell, just cold black coffee and the smell of hell. Mailbox stuck with red line threats, numbers taller than my paychecks. A cracked front step, paint peeled thin, feels like the walls are caving in. Funny thing about hope, it don't stay still, slips through fingers, bends your will. Living on borrowed time and smoke, holding together what the world done broke. They keep feeding us hollow lines while we trade our youth for overtime. But my bones still carry heat, and my shadow still moves these streets. If tomorrow's late, I'll wait in line, still breathing on borrowed time. Saw my brother at the county bar. I was burned out like an old wrecked car. Said I gave 10 years and what I get, a bad back, bad luck, and a pile of debt. Mama keeps her bills in a mason jar, prays each night by the window bar. Says, son, don't let this world turn you mean. Hard advice in times this lean. And tell me, what's the promise when the rent comes due? What's truth when lies pay better too? There's a graveyard full of honest men who've been too far and never stood again. I feel that pull, that heavy drag, like stones tied in a burlap bag. But I ain't dirty yet, not tonight. Still be here, and I won't ask why. Not gone, not done, just waiting. Storm's coming, can smell it in the dirt. sang all night in the rain, like I knew my worries by name. Leaky ceiling bucket on the floor, same damn drip I heard before. Clock on the wall don't tick no more. Time gave up at 3:45. Still I woke when the rooster cried. A man can't rest when the well runs dry. Newsman talking through static lines says hold on tight, better days in time. 10 rule blues and a pocket of sand can't hold much in a shaking hand. To keep talking like we're doing fine, but hunger don't wait for a finish line. I keep dragging this soul uphill through unpaid debts and a broken will. If life's a fight, then ring that bell. I've been walking through my own hell. Neighbor Jim got laid off cold, 20 years and he's left out. Old boss drove off in a brand new Ford. Jim just stared at the factory door. Little girl asked her mama why the lights went dark and the fridge ran dry. No child should learn that kind of pain, but hard times teach what words can't explain. And I wonder, who decides what a man is worth when sweat don't buy enough on earth? I carved my name in splintered wood, not for glory, just to prove I stood through every lie and every bend. I kept my ground, I did not end. Some in brick, some in rust, some keep swinging because they must. On promises then while we've had chose and start again. But I ain't gone and I ain't done, still chasing light through a dying sun. If this world wants to test my skin, I'll wear my fight like it's carved within. Roof still leaks, heart still beats, morning comes. Cold air, long road, no witness but the dust. Sun cracked open through a dirty sky, poured thin light where the fences die. I stood there still with a wrench in hand, counting what's left of this broken land. Mailbox hanging by a single nail, like my luck's still there but pale. Water pump coughing dry as bone. Funny how struggle feels like home. They say hold tight, things turn around, but those words don't plow this ground. Gravel prayer beneath my feet, talking low where the dead roads meet. Ain't asking much, just enough to stay. One more meal, one more day. They built towers with borrowed lies. We build truth where the hard dirt lies. And when this world keeps pressing down, I plant my boots and hold this ground. said his youngest skipped lunch again. Factory cut half the crew last week. Now grown men can't afford to eat. A woman cried by the gas pump line, watch the numbers climb one more time. Nobody spoke, but everybody knew. Hard times spread like morning dew. Tell me, what kind of freedom costs this much, when even hope feels out of touch? I ain't no saint, I've cursed the rain, thrown my fists at passing trains. But every bruise, every unpaid scar taught me exactly who we are. Not broken, just bent, not finished, not yet. A man survives on grit and trust. They can tax the bread, they can price the sky, still can't teach this heart to die. I've seen the strong brought to their knees, still they rise like winter trees. And if the road stays hard and long, I'll keep moving, carrying on. Dust settles, night falls, I'm still here. Smoke in the air, morning tastes like iron. Last night, counted every drop like borrowed time. Woke to silence, power gone, still had to move before the dawn. Bread on the table, barely enough, kids half asleep while life gets rough. A cracked up sink, a leaking line, funny how trouble shows up on time. You hear speeches through the radio hum, big clean words from silver tongues. Bread and dust, that's what we hold. Hands stay warm, but the world runs cold. They raise the price, then call it fair, while we keep breathing thinner air. Still I rise when the daylight breaks, carry the weight that the system makes. No easy road, no sacred trust, just bread to earn and roads of dust. Saw old Joe lose his farm last spring, 30 years gone for a paper stain. Bang, took all but the rusted gate, left him staring at a field of hate. A mother crying at the market line, choosing milk or keeping lights alive. That kind of hurt don't make the news, it just sinks deep in worn out shoes. And tell me, who keeps score when the poor fall down? Who hears a prayer in a hollow town? I ain't asking for a golden chair, just honest pay and the end of day, but hope's a blade, sharp and thin, cuts you deep, still pulls you in. They can write laws, they can shift blame, but they can't erase a working name. If tomorrow burns, I'll walk right through the same hard road like my old man knew. No crown to wear, no luck to trust, just blood, hard bread, and rising dust. Keep moving, don't stop. Not yet. Sun comes up on a broken land, empty pockets, dirt on my hands. Worked all day just to scrape by, still can't reach that higher sky. Bills on the table, rent overdue, same old pain, same bad news. I break my back, I lose my sleep just to plan what I can't keep. They wear gold while we wear scars, counting cones beneath the stars. Crooked roads and crooked kings, taking all but leaving strings. They can own the land, they can own the sky, but they can't kill the will inside. Hard cold nights and a restless mind, chasing peace I'll never find. But I keep on walking through the rain with these boots and all this pain. Gas runs high and the wages low. Where all that money goes, nobody knows. Big man talking on pilot screen, selling hope like broken dreams. Mama said, boy, don't bend too far, even broken men leave scars. Truth ain't found where the rich men stand. It's in the dirt of a working hand. They build walls, we build lives, still somehow we survive. Crooked roads and crooked kings, taking all but leaving strings. They can own the land, they can own the sky, but they can't kill the will inside. Hard cold nights and a restless mind, chasing peace I'll never find. But I keep on walking through the rain with these boots and all this pain. I've seen good men lose their flame, buried deep beneath the shame. But every scar and every bruise ain't enough to make me lose. Crooked roads and crooked kings, still I hear freedom sing. Through the smoke and the pouring rain, I rise up strong through all this pain. They can chain my feet, they can curse my name, but I'll keep walking through the flame. This this hard life made this heart of stone, and I'll keep fighting on my own. Counted twice, still ain't enough. Landlord's note nailed to my door says pay by Friday or sleep outdoors. Kitchen light hums like a dying bee. Last month's hope still haunting me. Ashtray full and the coffee burnt. Lessons in life are expensive learned. Truck won't start, the sink won't drain. Everything's broke but the falling rain. Funny how hunger don't speak out loud. It just sits there heavy and proud. Smoking rent, that's where it goes. Hard-earned cash and worn-out clothes. I break my back just to stay in place, running circles in the same damn race. But I ain't folding, not this round. Too much dirt in this hometown ground. If the walls fall in, I'll build again, with smoke in my lungs and debt to spend. Saw Miss Annie at the dollar store, counting pennies like the week before. Her son got sick, can't miss a day. Medicine costs more than honest pay. Radio man says markets rise. That don't mean much to tired eyes. Try telling that to a man like me, who trades his hours for electricity. And I ask, how much weight can one soul drag before hope tears like an old feedback? There's a hole in my boot, but I still walk straight. Ain't learned yet to negotiate fate. My brother says leave, find better ground, but roots run deep where pain is found. Some things break and stay that way. Some keep burning through the grave. Smoking rent, same bitter deal. A man stays alive on what he can feel. They raise the walls, they raise the price, then call it freedom, call it nice. But my name ain't written in gold or stone. It's carved in sweat and carried alone. And when this world tries cashing in, I'll pay in scars and start again. Still short.